a.k.a. Mr. Moo Shine himself. All right, y'all. Okay. Let's get to the bottom of this, y'all. Lennox Lewis, one of the greatest heavyweights that ever lived. Coming at your boy Punch. Lennox Lewis, undisputed Olympian, pugilist of the game, one of the most prestige and lucrative careers of them all. Great, man, great humanitarian to the sport of boxing. Came at your boy and wanted me to apologize because of my statements. My tweet that I tweeted a couple of days ago in reference to Simone Biles' mental illness, pressure. Simone Biles, one of the best gymnastic, or probably the best gymnastic that ever lived. Beautiful woman, great career. And this is what I tweeted, y'all, and this is what he responded to me. This is what I tweeted. I tweeted Simone Biles, Ryan Garcia, Naomi Osaka dropping out their event and responsibilities to their team for mental illness. Come on. What is in this generation? Is it something in the food? I'm starting to think that it is not mental illness, but mental weakness. I had to say it. Lennox Lewis replied to your boy Punch Drunk, Mr. Moonshine. Brethren, if you knew the mental strength and fortitude it takes to be the best in the world at a chosen profession, you would apologize for the statements. Apologize for that statement. Their responsibilities are to themselves and their own well-being first and foremost. I then replied back to him and said, brethren, I won't apologize for a question and a thought. This society is strategically trying to suppress opinions and thoughts. If Roberto Duran saying no mas, and the reason was mental illness due to pressure, what would you say, champ? What would you say, champ? See, ladies and gentlemen, look, what I'm in my tweet, I'm opposing a question and a thought. I did not say I'm starting to believe that this is not mental illness, but mental weakness. I said I'm starting to think, not believe, think. Ladies and gentlemen, I dropped a video earlier today, and look, I'm not mad at Lennox Lewis coming at me or whatever, or trying to tell me that I need to apologize for the speech. I do not need to apologize for my thoughts, no opinions, sir. I respect you to the highest power when it comes to this profession of the sport of boxing. But I would not apologize for those statements. I would not apologize for my thoughts. I would not apologize for that opinion. Sir, I don't think I need to apologize for those thoughts because I'm coming from a genuine place. I'm coming from a genuine place being an athlete, not to the level of your greatness, probably. Not to the level of the greatness, but it seems like, and I'm not just saying Lennox Lewis, but I see also people saying, oh, but you never reached that type of, you don't understand that type of pressure. You don't understand, but I do understand pressure though. Just like millions of people have pressure in life. There's millions of people that was born and raised, in low and poor circumstances. And we have to deal with pressure each and every day. The pressure of taking care of your kids. The pressure of being hungry and not knowing when the next meal's going to be. The pressure of being poor. The pressure of passing the test. The pressure in relationships. The pressure of being a parent. The pressure in your own job. The pressure in passing the test. The pressure. There is a lot of pressure in the world. There's a lot of pressure in the world. And I'm not talking about there's no such thing as mental breakdowns. I'm not talking about there's no such thing as mental illness. I'm talking about in the athletic field and pressure. We're talking about pressure. Ladies and gentlemen, we understand that pressure, that greatness, you can't accomplish that without pressure. Lennox Lewis, you know that you probably had a lot of pressure going inside the ring versus Rahman. You probably had a lot of pressure going inside the ring versus Holyfield. You probably had a lot of pressure going inside the ring with Mike Tyson. And I know you overcame those pressures. I mean, Michael Jordan, you can't be that great with Michael Jordan if you can't overcome the type of pressure that y'all face. Derek Jeter, Wayne Gretzky, Tom Brady, yourself, Floyd Mayweather. A lot of boxers out there. My question that I had in one of my videos, I say, yo, is folding under pressure a new A new way of mental illness? Just think about that, y'all. It's folding under pressure is a new form of mental illness now. And I understand this word. I understand the society nowadays. I understand you gotta play the fence. Or you might not get that job. You might not get that commentating job or that analyst job. I know what world we living in. I know what world we living in. I know the world that we trying to suppress opinions and thoughts. I understand that. You can't even question anything right now because you never been through it. So who are you to question? There's tweets out there that says, who's this? A nobody, because a person didn't become a professional athlete to the highest power. That doesn't mean that we're nobodies on the outside. For those who tweeted those type of comments and tweets, oh, why are you answering to this guy? He's a nobody to who? A nobody to you? Ladies and gentlemen, because you're not an athlete to the highest power, that doesn't mean you can't understand. Because you're not an athlete to the highest power, that doesn't mean that you do not face pressure in life. The type of pressure that no matter what, the world will swallow you up. You got to overcome. You got to overcome. See, because if I just chill and regress and let that type of sentiment, like, yo, Punch, but it's mental illness. Let it go. You got to understand. It's mental illness. You know what I'm saying? If Michael Jordan, if you would have quit in the 12th round, how about you, Lennox Lewis? How about that? If you fighting Mike Tyson, you fighting whoever you fighting, what about What about Oliver McCall? Oliver McCall, you had a fight with Oliver McCall. Oliver McCall was there crying. He was going through some mental breakdown. As a matter of fact, after the fight, he needed to check into a mental hospital. What did you say in the interview? What did your trainer said? During that fight? When you told your trainer, I don't know, he's crying. What did your trainer say? He said, keep it going. You got to go and fight him, punch him in the face. And what you did, you proceeded to punch Oliver McCall in the face. You didn't give a damn about no mental illness. If my opponent has mental illness, I don't give a damn about their mental state. This is competition. This is a sport. At that moment, you're not giving a damn. You're trying to win. And you're not worried about his estate. You're not worried about his mental estate. He mentioned what I mentioned in the other video. He mentioned mental fortitude. Oh, I mentioned it. Let me see what he said. He said, the profession you would apologize. The strength, he said, the mental strength and fortitude it takes to be the best in the world and a chosen profession. Yeah, it takes mental fortitude. It takes mental fortitude to be the great boxer that you was, Lennox Lewis. Not just strength. Not just fortitude, because you can have statistical fortitude. What type of fortitude did you mean? If you knew the mental strength and fortitude, yes, the mental fortitude, that's what built greatness as well. Now, I'm not gonna, it's something special about Michael Jordan. It's something special about Wayne Gretzky. It's something special about all the great athletes. There's something special about LeBron James. There's something special about Ken Griffey. There's something special about a lot of greats. But you know what? You know what made them greater than great? The way they handle pressure. The mental fortitude, the statistical fortitude. Different levels of that. The Reggie Millers when he handed shot to my New York Knicks. Damn it. Are we heading to a society today that now we can't even question nothing? That we have to accept everything they throw at us? Is it mental? Are we building a society that is mental illness, or are we building? We could accept that somebody got mental illness, but are we just gonna accept them quitting? Because I'm thinking, not believing, sir. Are we building a mindset of quitting when things get tough, when things get going? Are we building a mindset to the youth that is okay? If my son tells me he's taking the test, oh, daddy, man, this test is, I'm going, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting anxiety. I'm nervous. I think I'm going to fail. Don't worry, son. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop taking the test. All right, son. I support you. Leave that test. Come on, you don't need all that stress. You leave that test. And then the next time he wants to accomplish something, he wants to go to the driver's license and he's putting on the seatbelt. He be like, man, anxiety, man, I can't do it. Don't worry, son. Don't do it. I support you. Michael Jordan told Phil Jackson, 10 seconds left into the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, crunch time. And yo, Phil, put Ron Harper in. I can't do it. I'm facing anxiety. The pressure is coming on. I did win you 6 chips already. I can't do it no more. Let me go to the locker room. Can you please somebody on the bench? I'm having a nervous breakdown. Boom. What would we call it? Are we breeding quitness? That's a question I have. Can I have that question? Because it seems like, maybe I'm spoiled by great athletes. Maybe I'm spoiled by witnessing athletes go through pressure. Maybe I'm spoiled by being born in a community where there's a lot of people and we fight through the pressure and we survive each and every day. Yeah, there's some people that fall through the cracks and things of that nature. There's some people that fold. But at the end of the day, man, especially where I came from, and I know where you came from, it took mental fortitude and it took a lot of pressure to get where you at. It doesn't need an elite athlete to go through pressure. There's fathers out there in family court that suffering the type of pressure where they take their kids away and they gotta live their life not knowing they're gonna see the kids and the government and things of that nature. There's a lot of things in the world. There's a lot of things in the world on pressure. It does not take an athlete to understand the pressure to be great. You could be a great person, and sometimes it takes a pressure to be that great. It takes a pressure to sacrifice your family so you can accomplish something in life, whether it's to own your own business. It doesn't need a prestige athlete to understand pressure. It doesn't need a prestige athlete for me to understand mental illness. I'm sure that millions of people are suffering from mental illness. But even those that suffer from mental illness, they overcome. I will not subscribe to a quit society. I would not subscribe to accepting just mental illness. And yes, sit down. I support you. I accept you. You know what? Quit. It's all right. I understand. I would not subscribe to that. I'd rather subscribe to, you know what? Having God in your heart. Building a relationship with God. And he will help you through those mental illness. He will help you through those mental breakdowns. He will help you through those pressure moments in your life. I don't need to apologize for that, for my thinking. I don't need to apologize because I've witnessed others go through it and overcome it. Because that's what separates great, good, legendary. Now I understand we living in a world again that want to submit, want to play the fence. If I say this, I gotta go through. I gotta go through the trend. If we talking about me too, I gotta go through the trend. If we talking about, let's say, Black Lives Matters, I gotta go through the trend. I can't speak on something. I can't speak. I might be Republican, but I can't let everybody know I gotta be Democrat because everybody else is Democrat and I'm playing it safe. I might not feel, you might not say what I say because probably you maybe not working Fox. Maybe they go after Lennox Lewis and be like, what the hell you talking about, Lennox Lewis? Don't you know that mental illness, we're trying to this is a new wave in society or a new wave in media that we need to, the mental illness, phenomenon or whatever you want to call it. There is mental illness. There is feelings out there. There's some people that can feel depressed for a period of time. Then there's severely depression people like my mother. I know exactly everything about mental illness, and I do have compassion for mental illness. People don't know my life just like I don't know your life. But I know people also that with mental illness that overcome. Yeah, some people that need to be medicated. Yeah, matter of fact, let me tell you about one of my friends. And sorry, my brother, but I gotta say this. Yeah, my friend, my boy from childhood, kindergarten. He suffered from bipolar, mental illness. I think that he could. I speak to him a lot, and I think that he could, he could be a great citizen. Really never used drugs until they gave him the depression pills, or they gave him other pills. He says, Look at me. Look at my body. Look at my body, man. I don't want to take those pills. You know why? I don't hate the way it makes me feel. I hate the way my face is bloated up. But I got to keep on taking it because I got to keep this apartment. If he don't take the pills, he need to go every week or every other week to go and get these pills. And if he stop taking, they got to watch him take these pills. And if he don't take the pills, they cut his government, you know, the help or the funding or whatever they helping him to get to hold on to this apartment. Yo, if I don't take these pills, I'm going to be homeless. I understand there's a lot of people out there that mentally ill. And they get worse when they seek help. When they get medicated, I know people personally. That they have mental illness. And when they see God, it goes away. I know that too. And you know what? I've gone through some shit in my life. But I want to also know how deep somebody will try to test me. Or try to tell me how to overcome what I've been through. What I might not understand, you don't know what I've been through. Just because somebody opposes a question and a thought, I don't need to apologize for it. I hope Simone Biles and I hope Ryan Garcia and every athlete that's going through mental illness, I hope they get the help. I hope they get the support that they deserve and things of that nature. But in the athletic field, let's not neglect that in some athletic field, you work with a team. And when you go out there for battle, I got to know that you got my back. I got to know that we're going to go to war and we all hands on deck. I got to know that there is no weak link. We're talking about the sport in the athletic field. Yes, you may have mental illness and you may have a breakdown, but in the end, and aside from that, they quit on their teammates. It is what it is. If it is what it is with mental illness, and we got to accept that, we have to accept Simone Biles. We accept it, but also accept that you quit on your teammates. That's fair. When the tough gets going, we in the finals of any sport. We gotta look at ourselves and our teammates. I understand. He said first and foremost, look after your health. First and foremost, of course, the soul, our health comes first. But we can't neglect. In sports, there's no I in certain, right? There's no I. There's we. It's a unit. And if you fall, we all fall. Let's not change and switch up the terminology of a team sport. There's individual sports. There's team sports. We need to tally up the scores together. And you know what? I'm still learning. But I would not apologize. And I suggest anybody would not apologize for the same sentiment that I may be having. Because there are people that do agree with me. And yes, there's a lot of people that disagree. And there's a lot of people that agree with me. So tell me, where's the balance? Why do I have to apologize? Lennox? At the end of the day, thank you. Thank you for you showcasing your skills and talent to the world. I admire Lennox Lewis. I admire you going out there, rematching fights and things of that nature. You overcoming the battle. You being the underdog and overcoming the pressure. And that's what made you great, sir. That what made you great.